Hello everyone, this is the Malone MegaSport. It's my new trailer. You can see there are rod tubes underneath the deck that I put on top. The deck is going to hold a third kayak. Right now it's just got stuff on it. I've got a Mach 12 on this side and a Viking Profish reload on this side. There's plenty of room for a 15-foot Viking reload. And when I hit Austin, Texas in a few days, when I'm moving out there, I'm going to have a 13.5 lure on the bottom. And I will have the Viking reload on top. If you look at the trailer, you'll notice that in the center, we have a area right here that's designed for your crates. It's supposed to hold 5 or 6 crates. I've only got 2 in there. I'm never going to have more than 3 in there. I might have 4 in there to hold things like, oh, I don't know, anchor trolley systems, little things like that, towels. There's my chill pod on the back of the reload. On the bottom, we have a waterproof container. The waterproof container is for things like your wetsuit, muddy shoes, clothes that got rained on, sand, mud, water, all that kind of stuff. And you can just spray it off. You just point the hose at it and spray it, and it cleans everything off. And then you can take it out and hang it to dry. It's real convenient, especially if you ever smelled your car after you've gotten it all wet and then had the window shut while you left everything in there. Yeah, pleasant. This right here is a sliding container. You can access it. Right now I have fishing lures in there. You can put anything you want in there. So you have 2 major containers on the bottom of the trailer. And then you have this area here where you can put coolers and stuff. Instead of a cooler, I put a giant storage bin, and I have room to put a cooler right there. I don't take very large coolers on the kayaks, so I think a small cooler will be just fine. Overall, I'd say this is a really nice trailer. I like it. I do have one complaint, actually 2 complaints about the kayak trailer. First complaint is these rod tubes. They're not actually from Malone, they're from Flambeau. And I can assure you, these things do not work well. This right here is a trolling caster. And as you can see, it will never fit. It's a 1-piece rod, and it just will never fit. Not even close. It's a very common rod for trolling. It's not anything special. It's just like a $250 rod reel setup, so it's pretty common. This right here is a specialty rod. In the ocean, I use it for sharks. And in freshwater, I'd use it for big old catfish. This also doesn't fit. As you can see, it doesn't even come close. And once again, it's a 1-piece rod. So, not very good. This is the Lose LFS lighter, faster, stronger. It's a nice rod and reel. This is about a $350 setup. $400 with everything all put together. And I would really like it if I could put it in my rod tubes. However, it doesn't fit. So there's 3 very normal, very everyday rods. One is a bass caster, the Lose. The Penn Senator is a catfish rod, and it doesn't fit. And this is a typical trolling rod that you would use for anything, really. doesn't really have a specialty. It's just a generic trolling rod with a large capacity bait caster on it. So these tubes are not any good. What you can do with them is you can use 2-piece rods and you have to remove the reel. That's basically it. I have one on each side. And to open them is pretty easy. You just do that, and as you can see, I have an ultralight in there. Ultralights are the only rods and reels that you can fit in there without taking the reel off. Anything other than an ultralight, you have to take the reel off and store the reel elsewhere. These ones here, as you can see, the reel's been removed. Doesn't fit. They're not ultralights. The only thing you can put up there and not disassemble it is an ultralight. So I'm not too pleased about that. I'm probably going to have to make or buy rod tubes that are longer and bigger so that they'll actually work. And then when you put bigger ones on, you're going to have a lot of trouble with this. How are you going to get that out? Doesn't fit. So you've got some issues to think about when you put bigger rod tubes on, because if you're going to get your boxes, your crates in and out, you need space. This is the only spot right here where I can get it out. I have to come in diagonally and then slide it in and then out. I've made this one work. This one, for some reason, just fits better than this one. And I didn't feel like messing with that one. I had one access, and one access is good enough. So I come in this way, and this is how I get them in and out. You have to be careful of that when you get this. The second problem I have with the Malone MegaSport is that when you order it, it comes in a million little pieces. It's got crazy instructions, and it's missing half the screws. And the screws that it's got have a lot of broken threads. So you have to go to Home Depot and you have to buy like all new hardware. Not too expensive, not too cheap. Wasn't the best. But once you get past all that and you decide to do something like I did, where I built this nice deck right here, the trailer takes on a whole new life. As you can see, it has a nice little redneck paint job on it, and it's got a plastic plexiglass covering on top to keep water from messing up the wood. I'm putting a third kayak up there. The third kayak is going to go right here on the center beam. So the center of the kayak will be centered on the center of this. I'm not going to put one over here and then one over there. I think that would overweight it and it would be bad. This is how you load it. You put one right here. I'm going to put this kayak, the ProFish Reload, which is only 65 pounds, right here. Even though it's 15 foot, it's still a high performance kayak, so it's lightweight. This one here is 85 pounds. It's a Mach 12, and it's going to stay down, and its partner is the Lure 13.5, and it's going to live over here. If I want to, I can only carry 2 kayaks, and I can put luggage up here. Like as you see on my truck. See the luggage? I can easily put that right up there. The problem with doing that, though, is the garage. If you look at the top height of this right here and the top height of the actual garage clearance, this is a normal garage, so I figure your garage will have the same clearance. You can see that just isn't going to work. In fact, I can't put, when it's inside the garage, I can't put anything on top of this. I have to leave this clear. This stuff is just loose. When I take it out past the garage door, I have to empty it. Aside from those minor shortfalls, I'd have to say this is one hell of a kayak trailer. It's got acceptable tires. They're not little bicycle tires, but they're not full size. It has a full-size spare. It has a handle that you can grab. You can make this go higher or lower, and it folds up and back. Real convenient, real easy. It's got these for locking the kayaks or for tie downs. It's got an electrical system that can go underwater, so you can use it to go underwater if you want. It's a nice kayak and trailer. There you see my compass and my Helix 7. I like this compass. This compass is my favorite. The Helix is nice, but I'm always expecting it to go out. The compass never fails. The two together make me feel very good in the ocean. The chill pod is nice. Got some lures in there. It's ready to travel to Texas. And that is the trailer. It costs $5,000. It carries a crap ton of stuff, and it makes loading and unloading so much easier. Much better than car topping on top of that truck. So, if you want something to make life easier and to carry several kayaks instead of just one, I would highly recommend the Malone MegaSport trailer. It will carry 3 kayaks. Only has a few cons and a lot of pros. Overall, I'd say it's a very, very good trailer, and I like it a lot.